Ferdinand Magellan and the first trip around the world. A long, long time ago, over 500 years in the past, there lived a brave sailor named Ferdinand Magellan. He was from a small country called Portugal, but his dreams were far bigger than the land he came from. Every night, when the stars twinkled above the sea, young Ferdinand would look out at the horizon and whisper, "What lies beyond the edge of the ocean?" He had heard tales of spice islands, where the air smelled of cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves, and where golden sunsets touched endless blue waters. Back then, people thought you could fall off the edge of the world if you sailed too far. But Ferdinand? He didn't believe that. He believed the earth was round, and he wanted to prove it. So one day, Ferdinand Magellan went to the King of Spain, a kind but curious ruler named King Charles I. Magellan bowed and said, "Your Majesty, let me sail west, across the great ocean, and I will find a quicker path to the Spice Islands." The king agreed and gave him 5 ships, the Trinidad, San Antonio, Concepcion, Victoria, and Santiago. In 1519, Magellan and his crew set sail from Spain. The wind sang in their sails, and the ocean stretched endlessly before them. But the journey was not easy. They crossed stormy seas where the waves were as tall as mountains. They faced freezing winds near the tip of South America, where they discovered a twisting, foggy passage now called the Strait of Magellan. When they finally reached the calm blue waters beyond, Magellan smiled and called it the Pacific Ocean, because it was so peaceful after the storms. For months and months, the sailors traveled across that vast, quiet ocean. Their food ran out, and they chewed on hard biscuits and even pieces of leather to survive. But they kept going, guided by Magellan's courage and the glittering stars above. At last, they reached the Philippines, islands full of warmth, songs, and new friends. But sadly, during a battle there, brave Ferdinand Magellan lost his life. He never got to see the end of his great journey. Yet his dream lived on. Under the captain Juan Sebastián Elcano, one of Magellan's ships, the little Victoria, kept sailing west. It crossed the Indian Ocean, rounded Africa, and finally returned to Spain in 1522. After 3 long years, only 1 ship and 18 sailors came home, but they had done something no one had ever done before. They had sailed all the way around the world. The people cheered, bells rang, and the king declared that Magellan's voyage had proved what he always believed: the world is not flat, but round, and full of wonders waiting to be discovered. And so, when you look up at the stars tonight, remember Ferdinand Magellan, the man who dared to chase the horizon, and showed the world that with courage and curiosity, you can go farther than anyone ever dreamed.